Imagine this. 9 experienced hikers, young, fit, confident, laughing together just hours earlier. In the middle of the night, on a frozen mountainside deep in the Soviet Union, they suddenly slash their way out of their own tent, from the inside, and flee barefoot into a -30-degree Siberian blizzard. They leave behind their boots, their coats, their food, their safety. They run straight into the darkness, and none of them ever return. What could terrify 9 trained mountaineers so deeply that they chose almost certain death over staying inside their tent for even one more second? This is the Dyatlov Pass Incident, one of the most disturbing, controversial, and haunting unsolved mysteries of the modern era. What happened on that mountain in February of 1959 has defied explanation for over 6 decades. And the closer you look, the more unsettling it becomes. Background and timeline. January 25, 1959. A group of students and recent graduates from the Ural Polytechnical Institute arrives in the remote town of Ivdel, in the Soviet Union. They are skilled hikers, confident and well-prepared, embarking on a Category 3 expedition, the highest difficulty level recognized at the time. Leading the group is 23-year-old Igor Dyatlov, intelligent, charismatic, and respected by everyone with him. Among the group are Zinaida Kolmogorova and Lyudmila Dubinina, both young and determined, and Semyon Zolotaryov, a 38-year-old war veteran and the most experienced hiker in the group. One member, Yuri Yudin, becomes ill early in the journey and turns back, a decision that will ultimately save his life. The remaining 9 hikers continue toward their goal, Otorten Mountain. The last night. By February 1st, the group reaches the eastern slope of Kholat Syakhl, a name given by the local Mansi people. It translates to Dead Mountain. The weather deteriorates quickly. Winds intensify. Visibility drops. Instead of descending into the forest below, where shelter would be safer, they make a critical decision. They pitch their tent directly on the exposed slope. They cut deep into the snow for stability, set up camp, and prepare for the night. The final photographs recovered from their cameras show nothing alarming. They're smiling, digging, joking. Everything appears normal. Then, something happens. Something so sudden and overwhelming that it drives all 9 hikers out into the freezing darkness. Discovery of the tent. Weeks later, search teams finally locate the campsite. What they find raises immediate alarm. The tent is half buried in snow, but the most shocking detail is impossible to ignore. The canvas has been ripped open from the inside. Not torn by wind, not clawed by an animal. Cut, deliberately, with knives. Inside the tent, everything remains. Boots neatly lined up. Heavy coats. Food supplies untouched. On top of the tent sits a flashlight, left there switched on as if someone intended to return. There are no signs of a struggle. No footprints of attackers. Only 9 sets of footprints, leading away from the tent. Some barefoot. Some in socks. Some wearing only a single shoe. They descend toward the forest about a mile away. At first, the footprints are orderly. Then, they become scattered. Bodies in the forest. Beneath a large cedar tree, the searchers find the first 2 bodies. Yuri Krivonishenko and Yuri Doroshenko. Both are wearing only underwear. Between them is a small fire pit, its embers long dead. The tree's branches are broken up to 5 meters high, evidence that someone desperately climbed upward, possibly searching for the tent. Krivonishenko's hands are burned from repeatedly trying to keep the fire alive. Doroshenko has frozen gray foam around his mouth. Both died from hypothermia. Attempt to return. Between the cedar tree and the tent, 3 more bodies are found. Igor Dyatlov, Zinaida Kolmogorova, Rustam Slobodin. They are positioned as if they were trying to crawl or walk back to camp. Faces turned uphill. Hands clenched. Bodies frozen mid-effort. Slobodin has a skull fracture, but not one severe enough to kill him. All 3 succumb to the cold. The ravine. Months later, when the snow finally melts, the final 4 are discovered. They are buried deep in a ravine, under nearly 4 meters of compacted snow. This is where the case takes a darker turn. Lyudmila Dubinina and Semyon Zolotaryov have massive internal chest injuries. Ribs crushed. Lungs damaged. The force required is compared to a high-speed car collision. Yet, there are no external bruises. No broken skin. Nikolai Thibault-Brignol suffered a fatal skull fracture. Alexander Kolevatov shows less visible trauma, but did not survive. Dubinina is missing her tongue, her eyes, and parts of her lips. Zolotaryov is missing his eyes. Some tissue loss may be explained by decomposition and flowing water, but the missing tongue is never fully explained. Adding to the mystery, low levels of radiation are found on some clothing. Not lethal, but present. Several bodies show an unnatural orange discoloration of the skin. And the final photographs recovered from the cameras include unsettling images, blurry shapes in the snow, and unexplained lights in the sky. Theories: the official Soviet conclusion in 1959? An overwhelming natural force. No further explanation. Case closed. But the questions never went away. Theory 1, the slab avalanche. In 2019, the case is reopened. In 2021, Swiss researchers model a new explanation. A small slab of hardened snow slides down the slope. Not a classic avalanche, but powerful enough to collapse part of the tent and cause severe internal injuries. The hikers panic, cut their way out, and flee. Hypothermia, darkness, and disorientation do the rest. Many experts now consider this the most plausible explanation. Theory 2, military testing. The radiation. Reports of glowing orange spheres in the sky. Internal injuries resembling blast trauma. Some believe secret Soviet weapons tests went wrong. The area was sealed off for years. Was it coincidence, or a cover-up? Theory 3, infrasound panic. Powerful winds over the mountain may have created infrasound, low-frequency vibrations that can induce fear, anxiety, and hallucinations. A sudden, irrational panic spreads through the group. They flee without understanding why. Theory 4, the paranormal. Strange footprints. Missing organs. Unexplained photographs. Most experts dismiss this outright, but it continues to haunt the public imagination. Closing questions. So what really happened on Dead Mountain? The avalanche theory explains much, but not everything. Why cut the tent instead of using the entrance? Why were the footprints initially calm? Why was radiation present at all? And why was Lyudmila Dubinina's tongue missing? No one survived to explain what they saw, or what they heard, or what chased them into the cold. The mountain keeps its secrets. And the evidence, the torn tent, the final photographs, the frozen bodies, still demands answers. What do you think happened that night? Was it nature, military secrecy, or something we still don't understand? Share your theory in the comments. And if this story stayed with you, subscribe to Cold Case Chronicles. We go deeper into the darkness every week. Until next time, sleep well.